We are meant to get rid of the necessity of suffering. That's been something that has permeated through humanity, and many of us have experienced lifetime after lifetime of different versions of suffering. And this is something that we're being challenged to release. But how do you do that? How do you do that when you're having experiences that create tension, resistance, difficulties, challenges, things you don't understand why are happening, things you want to change? We have grief come up when you start to really accept this journey of spiritually awakening. And there are times where we are dealing with depression. That could be for many reasons, how we were raised. Spiritually, it could be something within our contracts that's associated with certain relationship dynamics. That could be our relationship with our own internal dialogue. That could be our relationship with parasites, and maybe we're needing to do a detox. It could be hormonal. It's so many varying things. And as I feel into what is coming, my prediction is that of a lot of people feeling deep despair, where it seems that nothing in the world can happen to heal or change that. I want y'all to really listen to me. You may already be experiencing some of this, and it could just be certain parts of the day or certain external triggers that happen, and you feel that discontentment. You feel where you are disappointed. If that's you and you're observing other people who seem to not be having a tough time, don't judge yourself for it. Okay, I know that is one of the most challenging things to do, but I want you to practice not judging yourself for how you feel, for how you look, for how much money you have, what was happening in your life. Just releasing the judgment. Just talking yourself through it. Letting yourself know it's okay that I've cried the last 3 nights in a row. It's okay that I'm not sleeping well. It's okay that my mind is worrying about my kids. It's okay that I'm concerned about my spouse and I don't know how to fix it. It's okay that I'm concerned about my health. Something is happening in my body. I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm concerned about my mental, emotional well-being. I feel like I'm having a hard time holding one vibration. And I know that I'm safe, but I don't always feel safe in my body. My nerves are kind of on edge. I'm easily startled. I'm numb, or I just really don't feel enjoyment from the things that I used to enjoy. There's this flat feeling that I'm experiencing. I'm channeling the collective, and if I said anything that resonated with you, let me know which one of these things is showing up for you. But for me, it's sadness and grief that I didn't get to process throughout my life, and that's coming up for me. And the goal is to experience that so that we can collapse duality. That means collapsing the need for war so that we follow a pathway of love, collapsing the need to experience poverty so that we finally realize we are abundant simply because we exist. And we have been given these amazing vessels to have experience after experience, for our soul to evolve. That we are beyond our body, we are beyond our mind, we are beyond time and space. We are something else. We are God having a human experience. We are divine beings, no matter how undivine we may sometimes feel. What I realize is the ones who are experiencing the lower emotional vibrational frequencies are meant to be those who collapse the necessity of duality on this planet, so we no longer need suffering, we no longer need pain, we no longer need fear to experience the opposite. We are meant to reverse the poles. And that means that our mindsets are being challenged and tested right now. In order for duality to go away, this very black and white space that creates more suffering and it perpetuates trauma. And this is why when we get in this space of duality, we see things in black and white. People are either mad at us or they don't care about us. People are either jealous of us or they hate us. It's one or the other, but on both ends of the poles, it's something that's really not compassionate to think about and allow to circulate through your mind. But there is this addiction that the parasites within us and different things that have affected our auric field, there is this addiction to negativity because it feels familiar. I know that. And there's this fear of anything other than that because we don't want to be disappointed. If I'm speaking to you, you are here to collapse duality. And it starts by finding purpose in whatever you're experiencing that is painful for you. And I know how difficult that is, but I also know how precious it is when you practice this and it becomes a daily practice until you start to see change, until you start to bring light from your own darkness. It is through my darkness that I experienced that created the light of the wisdom that I'm sharing with you now. I no longer need duality. I no longer need emotionally unavailable, emotionally unstable people to teach me about my own emotional unavailability and instability. I no longer need that. I am aware of that. I am aware of the pain that's been passed down through generations to me, in which I am here to heal. I am aware of that. I no longer need those negative experiences with my biological family for me to accept the fact that I have come here to end cycles. I accept and embrace that. I no longer need people to treat me like shit because I treat me like shit, but it's a shadow aspect of myself that I have abandoned and rejected and completely disowned. And so these people show up in my life to help me to see the parts of myself that create fear and that create pain and suffering. I no longer need that. I'm aware of that now, and I am committing myself to working on that. I am committing to finding a way to create purpose from any pain that I have experienced, and not just doing it for me, but doing it for other people, doing it for my children, doing it so that I can leave a spiritual legacy of the frequency of love that I finally learned how to allow to come into me and heal the fragments of my soul. And the more you listen to this message, the more you repeat this and practice this, the more we can collapse duality and no longer need pain and suffering as a lesson for us to evolve into higher consciousness, which is founded in love, and that means you will be challenged. If you would like help doing this, check out my course. All of my links are in the bio, and check out my content on YouTube. Peace.